this episode, we'll be talking about aliens.
It's so warm here. So you have to choose between being in an oven or not seeing. And eating the golgapi was already a stressful experience because it's like, am I going to make it alive to school? I don't know. Huh? What do you mean? Give me your insurance number. I'm gonna take you to court. This and that. You have to pay. You have to pay for the damage. I was totally saying, if the devil can't reach you, he will send you a deli boy. Talking to men feels usually like talking to 4-year-olds.
I'm not talking to a guy ever again.
And then we do.
Moving from straight to bi panic.
It's not a crush. You're queer. Women actually do not sexualize women the same way men do.
I hate gay people. What?
I'm sorry. Free speech is not hate speech. Homophobia about men and being dumb. Not all men, but it's always men.
How would you explain bisexuality to an Indian uncle?
Always having to take men into consideration.
I'm saving the world from gays. Like,
And it's also always having to take men into consideration. I mean, when I moved to India, one of my first questions was, what do I wear? How do I dress? Because I completely get it that it's different from France. And like, I'm moving here, so of course I will adapt. Of course I will make the changes that I need to make to
yeah,
assimilate myself, to make sure that like, I'm respectful. But
yeah,
it's, I was told, you do not show your shoulders, you do not show your knees, you do not show cleavage,
right,
you try not to wear things that are too close to your body, especially if you
right,
take the metro. And it's always thinking, can I wear that outside? Do I feel comfortable wearing that? Where am I going to? With whom am I going to?
right.
um and it's, if I wear something that's a bit risky, I have to ask myself that question. I know men will look, I know people will stare, and people already stare because I'm kafigori. People stare already. That's the
Right.
truth. Especially on the face, I do not tan, so because the face is the
Yeah,
thing that they can always see, I'm white, very white. And so it's, am I comfortable with people seeing a bit
yeah,
more of my body? Am I comfortable with the stares I'm gonna get? And it's always having that in the back of my mind, always having to take men into consideration into how I
yeah.
dress. And that's very tiring.
I agree.
It's, yeah.
It's like a constant calculation in your head about every step you take.
Yes.
And I don't think men will ever understand what it feels like. You don't have
No.
to think twice before wearing your shorts, your boxers. You go anywhere in whatever you want. And
Exactly.
clothing is like such a basic thing.
I know. It's
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 insane.
horrible.
It happens to me like every day. Now it's so warm, and I'm not allowed to wear shorts outside the house. Like, it's not that my parents are conservative, not at all. Like, they're the freest souls ever. But they're so concerned about my safety. I just, I can see that fear in their face. That really breaks my heart. So much is happening around the world, and that's especially in India. Like, uh, places like Kolkata and so many other places in India, which are like conservative people, they're beating up women for no reason. And I think politics is not helping either in any way because they're putting comedians in jail for no reason and hiding all the things that matter. It's
It's,
insane.
I don't think politics, especially politics from from the far right, are for women. I'm sure they
Yeah,
do not like women. They hate women actually. And
like,
yeah, it's being a woman is very difficult, and I think men will never grasp that. But
yeah,
men, I'm sorry, I don't think men will ever grasp that. Not women, but men, it's, men won't hesitate to tell you, but we have so much pressure, we have to bring money home, we have to take care of our families. Again, who put that pressure on yourselves? You guys. i didn't ask you to
exactly.
I didn't ask you that. But it's, for them, the pressure of being a woman, all the difficulties of being a woman, are on the same level as, I'm a man, I have pressure that I need to have a good job, earn good money, and support my family. Bitch, I didn't ask you for that. I'm a grown
Right.
woman. I can do that on my own. But for them, it's the same thing. And when you know how many risks come with being a woman, Every time you step out of the house, you don't know what can happen to you. If you take birth
Exactly.
control, a birth control pill, when you see the lists of secondary effects, I'm sorry.
So many.
It's
That is,
when
it's so scary.
I know.
That's one of the other reasons me being so away from men.
And
I don't
that's
want to go
that's
through that.
that's an amazing thing being with a woman, is that you do not have to worry about contraception. And it's so
Yeah,
freeing, it's amazing, because again, when you're with a man, you the woman has to worry about contraception, they don't care.
exactly.
And it's so you have to worry about it, but you also have to worry about all the risks which they are not aware of, but you are. And basically you're like, I
Yeah,
could die any day. He doesn't have any problem.
exactly.
It's not easy being a woman, really.
It's such a headache.
I know.
Anything that you want to do in your life, you have to go through everything about 100 times over.
Or you have to like taking risks.
Yeah, there is nothing you can do without taking a risk. You have to risk like breathing at this time.
Yeah. We love that.
We love the hustle, hustling every second of our lives. It's insane.
Lovely.
The other thing, which connects, like, I think the both topics. One is divorce, and second is men being so mad about the divorce laws in India. Like, oh, the woman gets everything. Like, why is all the law like favoring the women? Like,
Wait. I mean, I don't
it's
think I can speak
making me
much about
so
India
mad.
because I'm still discovering how Indian society works. But from what I've seen, from what I hear, women in India put so much on hold, stop so many things for their husbands, their
Yes.
marriage, their kids, and it's. I mean, just the fact that a woman has to go through 9 months of childbearing. Again,
Yeah,
childbirth can be extremely dangerous. You can quite literally die from it. It can be that dangerous.
exactly. Yeah,
It's, I mean, what the body goes through during pregnancy, horrible. It's a lot. It's violent on the body. And then it's, let's be honest, who raises the child? Not the man. Never the man.
100%,
So it's the
100%.
woman. And if the woman decides to continue her career, which as she should, then she also have
Yes.
to say, okay, perhaps I will need some help from family or from a nanny. But there's also that choice
Yeah,
that she has to make. And she's the one that people will make her feel bad. People will make her feel bad about that choice. Oh, you
yeah,
choose your career over your
for
child. And
sure.
it's a woman suffers so much indirectly from
Exactly.
marriage, etc. And also like
Yeah,
a woman is going to do the chores at home. She's going
yeah,
to do so much unpaid labor. It's compared to
yes,
men, it's crazy. It's, of course, if there's a divorce or whatever, a woman needs something, of course you have to compensate women because they put so much
yeah,
forth. Without women, society would not work. So
exactly, exactly. And it's all so like, I mean, the woman has to, like, they have to leave their house initially.
yeah, just
They are
that.
moving to a different environment. It's not like they know your family so well. It's like a huge new experience.
Yeah.
Then they have to adjust like their whole schedule according to your family. They have to take your name, and then like they have to wake up at 5 in the morning and go to sleep at 2 at night. That's just not acceptable. And then you're like,
It's
oh, they take all our money. Like, they're doing so much.
exactly. It's no, and honestly, it's crazy. It's it's horrible, but it's the fact that a woman. I mean, that's my understanding here in India is that woman is really considered. depending on her family. It's really like the way
Yeah,
she's viewed, the way she's considered. It's her relationship to the family. Oh,
exactly.
she's unmarried. She still lives with her parents.
Hmm.
It's oh, now she's getting married. She has to go live with her husband's family, and
Yeah.
it's really like a woman. What is her position in life regarding to her marital status? And I think it's crazy. It's yeah.
Right. It's like a suitcase being, transported from one airport to the other.
That's such a great analogy. It's yeah.
It has like women are not given their own identity. It's always about, are you married? Are you single? Who are you living with? It's not about what
Exactly.
are you doing?
My
Who are
what you
you
just
as
said is
an
so
individual?
interesting. My first day at school, I met a colleague. So my first day, I met so many people. My brain was it was horrible. I was like, oh, who's that person? So I met someone, a lovely woman. Within 5 minutes of meeting her, mind you, I've been in the country for 3 or 4 days at this point. Within 5 minutes of meeting
Yeah.
that woman, I was asked, "Are you married? Would you be interested in my son who lives in Germany?" And then Indian husbands make the best husbands. I was like, okay, thank you. That's a lot of information. I will consider all of that. I was like, lovely. I mean,
God.
she didn't mean bad. You know, she was a very sweet woman. She always says hi to me. She always says hi to me when we see each other. But I was like, wow,
So
that's India for me. First day, I was like, oh,
that's that's not a conversation to have the first time you meet someone.
yeah. It's. I was like, wow, that's
Doesn't say
crazy.
it. I'm so sorry on the behalf of like the whole country.
Don't worry. It's now it's a funny story to tell people. It's fine. But on the spot, I was like, that's so much, so many pieces of information coming at me. I'm like, okay,
That's why I said I am myself like still adjusting to so much because I think the content I consume is not Indian at all. Like I'm more connected to everywhere outside this country.
everywhere else but India.
Exactly. Like I have friends like all over the world. I have so many people I can talk to. I consume the content which is not Indian. And it's not that I hate my culture. I love India. I love the culture. I respect, the unity. There is no unity at this point left, but you know what I mean. Like
I respect the unity. Which one? I don't know, but okay, let's go with
I
it.
mean, Constitution says it, so it has to be somewhere.
Sorry.
Maybe
Okay, yeah.
hidden, I don't know. Yeah, I love India. I respect the culture. I respect the values. The thing is, don't be so uneducated about things.
Mm,
Don't put religion into everything. Don't put
yeah.
just false claims. There are
Yeah.
false claims everywhere. There is no reason behind the hate. There is no reason behind the claims. It's just words being flying everywhere. Anyway, so we were talking about divorce. So your parents split, and
Yeah.
was it like on a scale of amicable to Bollywood drama? Where does it stand?
So I was. I think I was. They divorced before I was 3. And I think for a
Oh,
long while they were actually amicable. They talked to each other. They weren't. I'm not gonna say good terms. They were on okay terms. Yeah, almost good. And then like
right.
in the past years, it's become like bad. And like last year, we've had some like Bollywood worthy drama. Like yeah,
Oh my
because
God.
the thing
Oh my
is
God.
when you're the thing is in the West, in France at least, when people divorce they just continue their lives. So both my parents were married. They
Yeah.
both had children in those marriages. My mom divorced a second
Right.
time. But it's like everyone lives their lives. You get married as many times as you want.
Yeah.
Sure, at some point there will be some judgments. Usually after three marriages, some
Yeah.
people will be like, "That's a lot." But yeah, so
Yeah.
basically, you also in a divorce when there are kids, you also have to take into account the kids, of course, but usually the new partners as well. And that's
Yeah.
also very difficult. So yeah, the new partners in a relationship, it can also have an impact on the relationships and on a lot of
For sure,
things.
for sure. In my opinion, things do get a little complicated. Everyone, so many relationships entangling. But I also
Yeah.
believe, like, as an individual, it is in your hands to do whatever you want with your life.
Oh, for sure, for sure.
And I think that's why I'm more attracted to the other cultures in some ways, because not even like the cultures, I say just how things work, because an individual is allowed to be an individual.
Yes, yes. But I think that also stems from the fact that it's very common to not be married, to be
Yeah.
single, and even being
Yeah.
in a relationship and you are not married. And it's
Yeah.
completely okay. I think we do not have that pressure of marriage now, or less, or perhaps there's that pressure in like very religious families. But I
Yeah.
think we're really allowed to live as individuals. It's yes, there will be
Yeah.
some judgments. Oh, she's 40, she's not married, she's an old girl, blah blah blah. And people will say, oh,
That's
if she doesn't get
everywhere.
married, she'll grow old with cats. Worst fates in life, if you ask my opinion. But but it's I think because we're allowed to, we really have this opportunity of being ourselves, individuals, and to exist
Yeah.
as a whole, as one person, and we're not
Yeah.
determined by whether we are in a relationship or not. And I think that helps.
Exactly. Exactly. Mm, I really support that thing, and I think that's what Indians need to learn a little bit more. You cannot like put such a strong stem over someone, like about just looking at them with the lens of the relationship,
Yes.
and also to like look at them through the lens of their past relationships.
Yes. Yes.
These are like very strong narratives in India. Like, if you get a divorce, the whole city will know about it. The neighboring cities will know about it.
The whole country will know. It
You'll
will
be
be announced on the
flashing over the
front
news.
page.
Like, yeah, exactly. Like, this woman got divorced. The alimony she got, oh my god,
I remember
makes me.
the first time I told students my parents were divorced. It was like students from class 9, and I love
Yeah,
those students. I love those kids. They're amazing. And I don't know why they're like, "Oh, where are you from in France?" So I was explaining my mom lives there, my dad lives there. What do you mean? And I was like, "Yeah, my parents are divorced." And they were like,
yeah,
"Oh, I'm so sorry." And I was like, "No, no, it's okay, guys. Actually, there were two divorces." And it's I mean there is definitely trauma from it, and yes, sometimes when I was a kid, I was hoping, that as every kid whose parents are divorced, I was hoping that my parents would get
yeah,
back together, blah blah blah. But
yeah,
it's it's not horrible. In my family,
yeah,
my aunt also like has been married, had two kids, got divorced,
yeah,
then got in a relationship with someone else. They've had two
yeah,
kids together, and they've been together ever
yeah,
since. It's completely normal for us. And I was like, chill, guys.
exactly.
It's divorce, and it's like because the first divorce, I was really young. I wasn't even 3, so I don't remember much from that. But the second one, I first of all, it's a divorce that took years, but I lived through
Yeah,
it. Like it really marked me. But I also saw the difference before, during, and after. And it's like I'm glad that
yeah,
my mom and that her partner at the time had the choice to make that decision. That they could say, okay, for whatever reason, because of
yeah,
that,
right.
we will divorce. And yes, it's not an easy decision to make. Yes, it's difficult. Yes, it changes lives for sure. But it's
Exactly.
I'm glad that it wouldn't have to stay in that situation where, very honestly, we all would have been unhappy. Uh, yeah, it's part of life for us. It's sad indeed that when marriage
Yeah.
does come to an end, but it's at the same time I think that having the decision, having that power, it's beautiful.
Yeah. I agree 100%, 100%. That's what we're missing here, and I really hope that people do understand what it is like to be an individual out of a relationship. And I think that's a very like, I mean, I'm not even 23 yet, and I'm getting proposals for marriage, and it's not nice.
No. Oh my god.
I've got proposals, my friends have got proposals, and we're all
How does
like
it
22,
happen?
23. Now it's your age, you should start looking for people. And I'm like, "Hmm, I'm a
No,
kid.
now is
Like,
the time to study, to live your life.
exactly, exactly. It's such a thing in India. If the girl is like still studying or like has a job, be like, you don't need to worry about it. We'll let her study, we'll let her work. What is it about we let her do it? You cannot say that. You don't have the authority to let me do anything.
It's crazy.
My own parents have never like pushed me through anything. They have never told me that we let you do anything. It's never about letting anyone do anything.
Yeah, it's free will. I think some people don't know about free will. It's depressing as well.
Exactly. It's I think for the last I think about an year I've been very much like thinking about all of this. And that was the reason I wanted to start this podcast because there's so much I want to talk about and so much that
Yeah.
people should learn about. The LA lore I told you about yesterday. So
Yes.
those ladies are the ones who like started the initial podcasts, the YouTube
Okay.
channels, and trying to minimize the homophobia, trying to let people know what it's like to be gay. And I think those are the people I got my inspiration from. I was like, if they
That's
can do it,
nice.
I can do it too. Like the
Yes.
normal people, right? And
Yeah.
they're just letting people know about their lives. And so can I.
But someone should do it.
Yeah,
Someone should
exactly.
do it.
And I searched the whole internet trying to find queer couples on the internet, Indian couples, and it's so hard to find even one of them.
It's difficult. Yeah. Queer content comes from the West.
Yeah.
Yes.
I really want to have some representation in our country. And it's not just about the queer content, it's about feminism, it's about all these topics where women themselves need to learn about these things, how to stand up for themselves, how to get out of bad situations, how to get out
Exactly.
of bad marriages. Because everyone is scared of the society so much. I mean, you have created the society and then you yourselves are scared of it. That's insane.
Yeah. But it's I feel like in India, sorry, there's a lot of judgments. And
Yeah,
I think the
so
judgment is
much of
very
it.
present and I think that's quite scary. It's I mean, every time it's like, oh, be careful, there's going to be an auntie watching you. Be careful, the uncle will say
Yeah,
something.
the
It's
CCTVs of.
the power of the auntie. It's 1984, but in India, and it's not big brother, it's auntie and uncle. Uh,
Yeah,
it's yeah. I mean, I do get being afraid of judgments. That's completely natural. But yeah,
yeah.
it's not easy.
It's not easy, and you just like, I think you have to learn to have a thick skin and learn to
Yeah.
fight the
Yes.
society because this society is like very patriarchal. It's all filled by men, And it takes me back to the same point. Men build it by themselves and then now they cry about it.
But that's
They work
true.
so
That's
hard.
yeah. It's but
We
it's
have to earn the bread. Like,
who has to earn the bread. But it's as you said, it's like women have to learn about that. But at the same time, I think parents and all the generations also have to be open because they
yeah,
refuse to learn, they
for sure.
refuse to be open, they refuse to have a conversation. Um,
For
and
sure.
also, what you said about patriarchal society, very correct. But again, what I learned here, I read an amazing essay by an Indian author. It's called "Seeing Like a Feminist" by Nivedita Menon. I recommend that essay, amazing. And she talks about India, and she always says that in the
Yeah.
South, there were matriarchal societies. And I didn't know
Yeah.
because matriarchal societies are, it feels
Yeah.
like they are very rare. I think they are not that rare, but the way we depict the world, it's so patriarchal. It feels like whenever the rare times you hear about matriarchal societies, it's like a diamond, you know. And I was like, oh, actually, there are matriarchal societies in
Yeah,
India.
exactly. For sure.
And she was
Yeah.
explaining a lot of things about British colonization, and also like a lot of politicians being from the north, kind of implementing
Yeah.
their values, etc. And the fact that those southern like south societies lost those
Yeah.
matriarchal values, etc. And it's so sad. And it's and now it's, I was gonna say mainly, no, it's patriarchal. That's it.
Yeah, for sure. I think the northern side of India versus the southern side, it's so different. This is like an ongoing meme right now. Like the
Okay.
Southerns always have an argument about we have about more than 98% of education level, and northern side
Okay.
doesn't have that much.
Okay.
And North Indians always make so much fun of South Indians for no reason. Like there is such a division within the country, it's insane.
That's one thing actually that was a bit shocked by. It was the racism within India. It's, I wasn't ready for it. I didn't know it was there.
Yeah.
And then I realized there was a lot of racism. I was like, okay. But yeah, it's wild.
India is advertised, or it's always about the unity, the colors and different cultures, but we within the country hate each other, and I don't understand why. It's
But I
Hindus
think
versus Muslims, it's west side
exactly.
versus the eastern side.
Yeah. But I think that's also one thing, that's one thing that I love discovering about India. It was the diversity here. Diversity in food,
Yeah,
languages, clothes as well, because the way you wear a sari in the north, in the south, or even
yeah,
like Delhi and Rajasthan, it's very different. And I didn't know
yeah,
any
it's
of
like,
that. And I think when the West depicts India, which is very rare, it's butter chicken, sari, and that's about it. I'll be honest,
yeah,
I knew
but it's,
practically next to nothing about India, and then I get here and I get
yeah,
here and I'm told there are hundreds of languages. Clothes differ, and clothes and designs patterns
yeah,
differ entirely depending on where you are, and the food not the same.
yeah,
And it's like, wow, there's so much diversity, and we don't know about that,
yeah.
and it's so sad, and it's why
Why
I'm
is there a
trying,
need to mock each other, or like,
or to win, because it feels like people are trying to win. What for? I don't know what. I don't know why, but it's
yeah, exactly.